Hello, friends, it's Em, and today I am setting up for April in my reading journal. I found these camera stickers from Archer and Olive and remembered that I had the set of coordinating washi, and initially I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and then looking at them side by side, it became abundantly clear that the answer was going to be doing waterfall tabs again. And I had forgotten how to do them, to be completely honest. So I kind of messed it up a little bit. Well, really a lot of it, if I'm being honest. But that's fine, because honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to exist. I was listening to, oh my god, I just finished it, The Girl You Know, when I was doing this setup while my husband was playing D&D with one of his new D&D groups. So it was very exciting. I, for whatever reason, have set, I would actually say, an overly ambitious TBR for April. Now, that being said, April is also one of those months where so many books are releasing. It's the same thing with March. March, April, May, that's when all the books come out. And then you get a little bit of a gap, and then it's July and October. My NetGalley is bananas right now. I have so much to read. So April is definitely going to be a focus on my NetGalley shelf. That being said, I have a number of books that I'm going to read that are not on my NetGalley shelf, because of course that's how it works. So, let's dive in. First things first, I have been neglecting this library hold for months, because every time it comes in, I'm in the middle of another book, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can commit to it. I'm finally going to read Lights Out. It's definitely, I think it's a dark stalker romance. I believe those are the words that I've heard used to describe it. And I'm gonna read it. I'll let you know if I like it. If I don't, I will not let you know. So, you can just, it's implied. I also want to read A Drop of Corruption. This is by Robert Jackson Bennett, and it's the sequel to The Tainted Cup. Aardvark Book Club, they are going to be releasing both of these books, which is very exciting, especially because I think they're doing foil. But it is a very, it's hard to describe it if it's between fantasy or sci-fi, because it feels very fantastical, but it also includes kaiju. So maybe kind of right in the middle between them. But more than that, it's a mystery. And so we follow this Sherlockian detective and her apprentice, and it's just really interesting to me. Also, I'm going to read The Last Session, which is by Julia Bartz. She wrote The Writing Retreat last year, and that was her debut, as far as I know. And it was just mind blowing. I still think about that book. There are some books where you remember where you were when you were reading them. That is one of them. Oh my god. Another book that I've been putting off for a while is Five Broken Blades, and I have found a number of people who also want to read it. So April, we said, is the month that we are reading it. I don't know if it's going to be my first read. Honestly, it probably should be, so that I can ensure that I actually do it. But this is going to be a fantasy trilogy. It hurts my heart because it goes 5, 4, 3 in terms of the names, because it's 4 ruined realms, 3 somethings. And I'm like, what about 2 and 1? What if it was 5 books? Then we have The Geographer's Map to Romance, which is the sequel to The Ornithologist's Guide to Love, I think, by India Holton. And it's a historical fiction, which for me, you know that usually I do not prioritize those in any way, shape, or form. But her last one, it made me laugh out loud. I loved the magic. I loved the birds. So I want to see how she can translate that into geography. Bananas. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Also, I want to read Anywhere You Go by Bridget Morrissey. I know absolutely nothing about this except that I'm pretty sure it's sapphic and I'm here for it. That's that's it. Sometimes it is a low bar to get me to pick up a book. Similarly, serial killer games. That is one that I picked up purely for the title alone, because I was like, I like serial killers. I like games. When it comes to reading about them, I do not actually like serial killers in real life. Then we also have the third book in the trilogy, Holy Terrors, by, I think it's Margaret Owens, maybe? I don't know. But this book series, at first I thought it was a standalone. Then I thought it was a duology. Turns out it's a trilogy, and I'm just here baffled by all of it. But I am excited to read it. I need to check with my friend Dan, who sometimes watches these videos, and see if he's read it already, and if he hasn't, we can buddy read it. If not, then I will read it by myself, all by my lonesome. I'm also excited for another sequel. This is really like the series of sequels for me. How to Seal Your Own Fate. So this is the sequel to, I believe it was How to Solve Your Own Murder, it's a mystery, but I really liked that it was dual POV, because you could go back and you could see the POV of the victim, because she herself was sort of like an amateur detective. I'm not sure how they're gonna do that with this one, seeing as, you know, the person that they were flashing back to in the previous ones is dead. But we'll see, you know. Then we kind of go into a few just NetGalley widgets that caught my attention, and like I was like, I don't know, sure. So we have a Fellowship of Bakers and Magic, which again, I'm like, it's a cozy fantasy as far as I know. Bakers, magic. Sounds great. I like those. Okay. And then This Is Not a Game. I don't remember what this one was about at all. I don't remember what got me hooked on it. It might be serial killers. It might be death games. Escape room. I don't know. We'll see. If I read it and love it, you'll find out 100% what it's about in the April review video. And then Swept Away. This is by Beth. It's either O'Leary or just Leary. This is my first one of hers. I'm not sure about it, but the cover is so pretty. It's like two people on a yacht. I'm also really excited to read Axio's new book, which is called The Floating World. I think it's a duology. She wrote The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, which I really enjoyed. This one I think is going to be, I don't know, it looked like the cover for this book was designed by the same person who designed Fonda Lee's Untethered Skies book. And I was just sucked in. I'm like, you know, the title gave me kind of steampunky vibes, which I love. The Airborne series by Kenneth Oppenheimer. I don't remember. But I loved that series when I was a kid. I read it with my mom. Same mom that I buddy read books with now. And really, so like if things are steampunk, I'm in. Leviathan by Scott Westerfield. I loved it. I loved it so much. And then, of course, I'm working my way through Olivia Blake's backlist and frontlist at the same time. So, Gifted and Talented is her new release. It just showed up at my door literally yesterday. It's 500 pages, and it's gonna be a lit ficky fantasy, as far as I know, because that's what she does. And you know, I do feel like some of her books are touch and go for me. I loved 12th Night. I loved the Atlas 6. I loved Alone with You in the Ether. I did not love the rest of the Atlas series or Masters of Death. So really, you know, I'm kind of just like alternating, and I'm hoping that this one really hits. So I'm excited. Dan has read this. I actually don't think he told me anything about it, apart from the fact that the narrators speak slowly and that I could push it higher above 2x, because it's an 18-hour audiobook. We'll see which direction I end up going in. And then finally, this one is supposed to be like a really cozy contemporary, and it's called Welcome to the Hunam Dong Bookshop. I believe this is a translated work, and I think it's gonna hit sort of like a Frederick Bachman itch for me, where it's gonna be like cozy and about community and neighbors and just, you know, all that sort of stuff. I'm hoping to buddy read this with my mom. I have the audiobook from Libro FM, and I'm very excited for it. Like, it's one of those where I think I'm really gonna enjoy it, and it might be one of those sort of just favorites forever sort of thing. I don't want to build it up too much though, because I haven't read it yet, so we'll see if I like it. And I love how when you turn the pages in this journal right now, you just get an added element every time you turn the page. It makes me so happy. I think I messed up the last page because you can't really see it, but you can get to it from the end pretty easily, so it's not like, yeah, I don't think it's the end of the world. And here is the final flip through. Let me know in the comments the last book that you read and loved, or if you've read any of these books and what you think I'm going to think about them. And as always, happy planning.